In 8 years of doing business and over $1 million collected over Stripe, I've never once in my entire business career had a client initiate a chargeback. So this is my Stripe dashboard, 1.46 million. This goes back to some like 2019. Now, before using Stripe, I used PayPal and other payment processors, and I've never had a chargeback on any payment processor I've ever used since I started my business in 2016. If we go to disputes, you can see here, no disputed payments need a response. In review, all disputes, won, lost. I've never had a single dispute. Now, what's crazy is that my entrepreneur friends are always complaining about chargebacks. Oh my God, some client charged me back. Stripe always sides with the client, et cetera, et cetera. And sometimes as business owners, as people, we're unconscious to our own areas of excellence. And I never thought that my agency necessarily did such an exceptional job of keeping the clients happy. But based on this piece of evidence, over $1 million collected over Stripe, 8 years and 0 chargebacks, my clients are extremely happy with my services. Now, there have been a handful of clients that asked for refunds. And in these cases, I would have a conversation with them. And almost every time, I don't give them a full refund. I end up refunding about 50% of the fee. And this is rare. Over 8 years, this maybe has happened 6 or 7 times. Of those 6 or 7 times, I've maybe given a full refund once or twice. And in all the other scenarios, we've worked out a split where I gave them a partial refund, which they felt was fair. So I'm not saying I'm perfect and I have a 100% client success rate. No agency will have that. But even in the situations where there is a dispute, it's settled peacefully. I don't have to give them a full refund. They don't leave me a negative review and they don't give me a chargeback. In fact, over 8 years of business, I only have 1 negative review, which was fake, and I believe was from one of my YouTube viewers. So if I go to my Google business, I don't focus on Google reviews that much, but the ones that I do have are all 5-star, except for this guy here, Dr. Devonte Weston, who I've never worked with. I believe this was a disgruntled YouTube viewer. Maybe he was jealous. I don't know. But other than this fake review, we've also never had a real negative review from an actual client we've done business with. So all said and done, all of my payment processors love working with me. We get preferential treatment. I don't have to wait the full 5 days to get money from Stripe into my account. I'm on the expedited plan for the most trusted of Stripe users. And I would attribute this to 2 things. The first thing is I don't set crazy guarantees. Like if you look at other agencies, they have these insane guarantees. Like we guarantee you 20 new dental implant cases in the first 2 months or your money back. We guarantee you this, we guarantee you that. And most of those guarantees can't be fulfilled. And the agency owner just kind of hopes the client kind of forgets about the guarantee. That is the source of so many chargebacks. We don't give any guarantees in terms of how much new clients, new business our clients can get. We will guarantee that we're going to generate leads because that's 100% in our control, but we don't make guarantees for anything we don't control directly. And there have been a few times where we've lost sales because of that, but in the long term, it's so worth it. And I think it's insane that other agency owners will guarantee something they have no control over. So that's number 1. And number 2 is simply effective communication skills. When a problem does arise, I have a phone call with the client. I explain my point of view. And from the beginning, at the beginning of the dispute, I mentioned, hey, look, we can give you a refund. I'm committed to doing what's fair. Let's talk this through. And if you name that at the beginning of you sensing friction with the client, they're not going to press that chargeback button. But if you act like an unreasonable person and ignore them or act hostile towards them, then they're going to charge back. And what I have found is that when someone asks for a refund, I do defend myself, but I defend myself respectfully. And almost always it ends up being a 50% refund. And usually when that happens, the reason why is because we have generated leads. The client has failed to turn those leads into new business. And they say, hey, this is your fault. The leads aren't good. And we say, hey, look, we can bring the horse to the water, but we can't force it to drink. We're not a sales agency. We're not doing your sales for you. I understand your frustration, but let's be fair about this. We've done the work. We've delivered here, here, and here. Let's, split the refund 50-50. And that's worked 100% of the time to avoid chargebacks. And it's worked about 80% of the time in that in the end, the client agrees to split the refund and not ask for the entire amount. Now, as of about 2 years ago, we do have proper contracts and service agreements for our clients. But before that, I often didn't even bother with contracts. I just told them, hey, this is month to month. We take your credit card, we charge you. and just let us know if you ever want to stop. So we literally didn't have contracts, which means if they did do a chargeback, they would 100% have won. And probably some of them knew that. But what I've found is people are actually pretty reasonable. People aren't looking to take advantage of you necessarily. And I also believe that the energy you put out, you're going to attract clients that are operating on that same wavelength. So I've met business owners that really project a like egotistical, hyper confident energy that they're the best, they're going to get you these results no matter what. And there's a part of that that's convincing, but as an experienced business owner, you have to ask yourself, like, there's no way you can make those guarantees. And then they're going to attract clients that are also operating on this unrealistic level. And then when they get in a conflict, they're going to be chargebacks and they're going to end up losing the dispute and not only giving the refund, but harming their reputation with their payment processor. One thing that's happened is Stripe, which is the leading payment processor, is becoming more and more strict. If you get a handful of chargebacks, they will shut down your account. So it's so much better to have a peaceful refund than to have to go through the chargeback process. Well, I was reflecting today that really this is one of the metrics that I'm most proud of in my agency. 8 years of business, 0 chargebacks, almost 1.5 million collected through Stripe, 0 chargebacks. And this is something I don't see other people talking about on YouTube. I do see videos, people talking about how to win a chargeback dispute, but there's very few videos about people who actually have a 100% clean, no chargeback record talking about how to prevent chargebacks happening in the first place. I hope this video has brought you value. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Until next time, I'll see you later.